paused, really considered how some dog breeds come to possess these astonishing, almost legendary characteristics.
Yeah, things like that incredible mental strength.
Exactly. Unparalleled mental fortitude, relentless drive, resilience that just seems to defy the odds. It's a deep question, really.
Takes you right into history, genetics, human passion, too.
Right. So today, we're embarking on a pretty ambitious exploration. We're diving into a pivotal, almost mythical period, often called the golden age of APBT gameness. We'll uncover this dense, interconnected network of breeders, people who, with amazing foresight and dedication, really sculpted the American Pit Bull Terrier into the unique animal we recognize today.
And our mission here in this deep dive is to meticulously unpack that whole fascinating tapestry, the collaboration, the ingenious innovations, and yeah, even the really intense human conflicts that characterize this era.
So we're looking at how this shared passion, right, for one specific trait, gameness, how that drove everything, how it led to these legendary bloodlines, set enduring standards of quality that, well, they still resonate now.
And for you listening, this isn't just history class. It's a shortcut, really. A shortcut to understanding the key figures, the strategic partnerships, the very DNA, you could say, of what makes these dogs distinct.
We'll be connecting those historical dots straight to modern APBT breeding.
Exactly. Giving you a unique perspective, hopefully deepening your appreciation and understanding of the breed's lineage. It's quite a story.
To guide us, we're drawing from this incredible wealth of insights, almost like an archive, found on www.abtinfo.com.
Great resource.
It really is. It meticulously documents generations of these powerful dogs, letting us and you trace their ancestry with just astonishing precision. Our main lens, though, is this illuminating deep dive. The APBT Breeders Network, Tudor, Maloney, and the Golden Age of Game Dogs by Carlos Gil.
Gil's work.
Yeah, it really helps us understand with vivid clarity how that early, painstaking record-keeping, this complex web of alliances, well, it didn't just happen randomly.
No, it was systematic.
Right. It systematically laid the crucial groundwork for today's sophisticated, detailed pedigree databases. It's remarkable, really, how those initial efforts, often just handwritten notes, still ripple through time, shaping the breed's future.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, and crucial to grasp, is the direct, undeniable influence these historical collaborations have on the health, the temperament, and critically, the gameness we see in APBTs today.
So it's not just history.
Not at all. This isn't just some chapter from a dusty book. It is essentially the foundational blueprint for current responsible breeding efforts. It shows us this clear, unbroken line from those early, intensely dedicated individuals and their collective wisdom to the very characteristics defining the breed's essence right now. Understanding their methods, their challenges, their successes, it gives invaluable context for anyone involved with or just fascinated by American Pit Bull Terriers.
From the casual enthusiast to the serious breeder.
Exactly. We're not just looking back. We're kind of understanding the present through the wisdom of the past, if you will.
Okay, let's really unpack one of the most central concepts here. It's sometimes misunderstood, I think. What exactly is gameness in the context of the American Pit Bull Terrier?
Right.
And maybe more importantly, why did it become such an all-consuming passion for these early breeders? Why did it shape everything they did? You hear the term constantly, but what does it really mean, especially back then?
Well, gameness isn't just some quaint old term or, a simple synonym for aggression. It's really the bedrock the APBT was built on. It represents this unique mix of mental fortitude, raw, unyielding courage, and almost unbelievable determination, stubbornness, maybe.
So it's mental, primarily.
Primarily mental, yes.
Yeah.
Imagine a dog facing, searing pain, total exhaustion, overwhelming fear, and it just refuses to quit. Whatever task it's doing, whatever challenge it faces, it keeps going.
Not just lashing out.
Exactly. It's not mindless aggression that's usually reactive. It comes and goes.
Right.
This is different. It's deeply ingrained, almost like an intellectual stubbornness, a relentless internal drive to finish what was started.
And for the Golden Age breeders?
For them, gameness wasn't just desirable. It was the ultimate standard, the absolute differentiator between a good dog and a truly legendary one. They saw it as complex, multifaceted physical resilience mattered, sure, but it was anchored in this profound psychological toughness, like grit.
They needed dogs that showed this grit under pressure.
Under the most demanding conditions, yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs that push past what instincts screamed at them, which is usually, flee, save energy, stop. They believed a truly game dog held the breed's core purpose.
Which often meant testing them, right? Methods that might seem harsh today.
Definitely controversial by modern standards, no question. But for them, it was the only empirical way, they felt, to definitively prove this unyielding spirit was truly fixed in the bloodline, that it could be reliably passed on. It really speaks to a singular, intense vision for the breed.
That sounds like an incredibly demanding standard to select for, and maybe a bit abstract. The source mentions this tejido de criadores, a network, a fabric of breeders. Why was collaboration so crucial for developing and maintaining a trait like gameness? It seems complex.
That's a really good question.
You'd think maybe breeders would keep their secrets close, Be more competitive.
Right, and it highlights a critical dynamic. How do you consolidate these unique lines and then potentially empower traits like mental strength, which are inherently complex, across a whole group of breeders?
Yeah.
The answer is that shared network. Trying to fix a trait like gameness, which is polygenic, influenced by many genes in isolation, that would be incredibly slow, maybe even impossible.
So they pooled resources.
Exactly. Pool of resources, shared knowledge, and crucially, gave each other access to diverse genetic material. This allowed them to identify, rigorously test, and then, through careful selection, fix these desired traits within the breed's genetic makeup.
Makes sense. Wider pool to draw from.
A much wider pool. Without sharing knowledge in top animals, progress would be fragmented, limited by just one kennel's genes. Collaborating meant accessing the best of many lines, enabling more diverse, yet highly effective pairings. It massively accelerated their ability to select for and consistently reproduce gameness.
And the shared conditioning techniques you mentioned.
Also vital. It allowed them to test and confirm gameness consistently, in what they saw as an objective way, ensuring only the most proven dogs contributed to the next generation. It wasn't just about physical strength. It was about developing this collective, nuanced understanding of true gameness and how to reliably enhance it.
So it fostered discussion, sharing best practices.
Absolutely. Best practices, successful genetic combos, even failures and challenges were discussed, disseminated. It significantly sped up development and really cemented gameness deep within the breed's identity.
Okay, so let's peel back the layers. Our journey starts with a huge name, Earl Tudor, synonymous with purity, preservation. The source says, sangres impeccables, impeccable bloodlines. He seems like the bedrock.
He really was. Earl Tudor. More than just a breeder. He was a guardian of genetic heritage, famous for maintaining these sangres impeccables, pure, untainted lines.
Like Red Bill Tudor Spike.
Exactly. Names that became synonymous with unadulterated quality. He essentially curated these living genetic museums. His focus was unwavering. Preserve the absolute genetic integrity of highly game dogs, like a meticulous curator safeguarding priceless artifacts.
So not just breeding, but safeguarding history.
Precisely. Safeguarding the history, the essence of the breed, ensuring those unique characteristics, that exceptional gameness, were passed down without dilution, without compromise.
Yeah.
Imagine a rigorous librarian of genetics making sure no books were lost, no pages altered, each new volume a faithful reproduction of the best originals.
Wow. That level of dedication.
It meant his dogs became the gold standard, the benchmark. His commitment to pristine lines gave the whole network this incredibly stable, powerful, reliable genetic foundation to build upon. That almost dogmatic adherence to purity was the starting point. Undeniable quality.
And building on Tudor's foundation, we get Don Maloney, working estrechamamente incredibly closely with Tudor. This partnership sounds, well, complex, maybe even tricky. Especially splitting litters, that's genetic gold right there. How did that work? Was there a system?
That's a great point. It highlights the immense trust, yes, but also the strategic genius between Tudor and Maloney. Dividing litters wasn't random. It was a carefully orchestrated dance.
How so?
The best males and females, the ones showing the earliest, strongest signs of that gameness, plus ideal conformation, vitality, they were meticulously identified and kept by Maloney.
Okay, so Maloney kept the absolute cream of the crop.
Right, and this achieved two critical things. First, it safeguarded the absolute top-tier Tudor line genetics in a controlled environment. Maloney's setup was likely top-notch for the time, perfect for these prime specimens.
And the second thing?
Equally crucial.
Yeah.
Controlled distribution. Tudor handled the sale of the other pups, but under official pedigrees. This maintained a consistent public face for their partnership, allowed broader dissemination, but didn't fully reveal the precise proprietary breeding strategies that gave Maloney's core kennel its edge.
Ah, like protecting trade secrets.
Exactly, an early form of intellectual property protection in the dog world. Controlling access to the very best breeding stock maintained the value, the exclusivity of their lines. Think of like a master-apprentice thing, but with this highly strategic, almost corporate division of genetic assets and marketing.
Wow.
It ensured genetic integrity at the top while funding and promoting the breed's recognition more widely. It shows incredible foresight, long-term planning, not just passion.
So Tudor provides the pure genetic bedrock. Maloney handles strategic distribution. The network's ready to evolve. Enter Maurice Carver. More experimental, maybe, bringing new dimensions.
Carver definitely represented the innovative edge. He wasn't afraid to introduce Cruz's Muy Valorados, highly valued crosses into the established lines, but always with a clear, calculated reason.
Like the Black Widow female, Tudor Spike crossed with Hansen lines.
Perfect example. That wasn't random. It wasn't just diversifying for the sake of it. It was a deliberate, calculated move to bring in specific new strengths, desirable traits from other established lines, without compromising that core gameness. That was always the ultimate standard.
So he understood how to blend genetics carefully.
He had a remarkable knack for it. How to selectively combine genes to maybe get dogs with even greater vigor, better health, certain physical traits, but still embodying that indomitable mental strength. He knew that sometimes a smart outcross could bring in hybrid vigor or reintroduce valuable traits lost through strict line breeding.
And he worked with Tudor and Maloney.
Oh yeah. Through strategic exchanges, Carver's key females, his offspring, found their way into other top kennels in the network. This significantly broadened the genetic base for everyone, bringing in fresh, high-quality material while rigorously maintaining that gameness standard.
So intelligent expansion of the gene pool.
Exactly. Proving that diversification, done thoughtfully, could actually strengthen, not dilute, the breed's core characteristics.
That's a fascinating balance. Now, what about Bill Lightner? How did his approach add to this? Something distinct, maybe more robust?
Lightner's contribution was definitely distinctive. It added another crucial layer to the breed's overall development. Tudor had purity, Carver had strategic crosses. Lightner meticulously blended duplicates of Tudor's dogs with Blackwood lines.
And his goal?
His aim was crystal clear. Dogs known for two key things. One is structura ossea, solid bone structure. And two, impudentensibly in el ring, tireless drive in the ring. He was zeroing in on physical robustness, an unrelenting, powerful working drive.
So making sure they were physically capable, not just mentally tough.
Precisely. If you look at Carver and Lightner together, you see this powerful, almost philosophical commitment to strengthening genetic diversity and physical excellence, without ever sacrificing gameness or overall health. It wasn't a trade-off. It was expanding the breed's capabilities.
A holistic approach.
Absolutely. Understanding that true gameness needed a robust physical platform. They weren't just fixated on one trait. They thoughtfully combined strengths to produce well-rounded, yet exceptionally game animals. Their contributions ensured that as the gene pool expanded, the overall quality, function, and structure of the APBT actually improved. A more complete, formidable animal.
As this network grew, specialists emerged, focusing on specific areas. Frank Fitzwater, he's credited with bringing in significant female lines. Tell us about his impact. Why are top female lines often seen as so crucial in breeding?
Fitzwater played an absolutely vital role. He enriched the network by concentrating, like with a laser focus, on the quality and consistency of his female lines. He strategically brought in influential dogs like Goldie, effectively exporting and integrating valuable bloodlines from Mickey Kearns and Bud Womack Smirk into the wider network.
So his focus was almost entirely on the females?
Pretty much, providing proven female genetics. And you're right, they're often considered the unsung backbone of any successful program. Males might get the spotlight for wins, but a strong, consistent female line gives you that stable foundation for transmitting traits, ensuring quality across generations. She carries half the genetics for every single pup, right?
Right, makes sense.
A prepotent female can profoundly shape a kennel's future, and by extension, the whole breed. What's fascinating is how specific breeders, like Fitzwater, specialized. Perfecting one aspect here, the female lines. It shows this sophisticated division of labor, a recognition of expertise within the network.
Not just general breeding, but specialists.
Exactly. Contributing their specific genius. Fitzwater's dedication to robust, gameness-producing females ensured the whole network had access to diverse, high-quality genetic material on the dam side, absolutely essential for ongoing improvement and reliably passing on those key traits. It shows a collective intelligence at work.
That's a great insight. Okay, then there's Ron Petronelli, another intriguing figure. He got a really significant dog, Tombstone, from Don Maloney. But the source mentions this pedigree fictitio, a fake pedigree used for Tombstone under the name Gina. What's that about? And what else was Petronelli known for?
Yeah, that fictitious pedigree for Tombstone, using the name Gina, it's a really telling detail about the era's practices. It speaks volumes about the strategic thinking.
So, not just a mistake.
Well, almost certainly not. It was likely a deliberate strategic move to protect the exact lineage, the proprietary breeding information of such a valuable animal. In that close-knit but intensely competitive community, controlling knowledge of specific genetic combinations was power.
Another form of trade secret.
Exactly. Control distribution, maintain value, prevent rivals from easily replicating your success. It also let them control who got offspring from these top lines, maintaining exclusivity. But beyond that strategic maneuver, Petronelli himself was legendary for something else.
Which was?
Adiestramiento riguroso y el acondicionamiento extremo. Rigorous training and extreme conditioning. He wasn't just breeding dogs with the potential. He was systematically proving and perfecting their physical and mental capabilities through intense preparation.
So he took the genetics and maximized them.
Precisely. His relentless focus on preparing dogs for competition dramatically boosted the reputation of these bloodlines nationally. By consistently showing their prowess in the ring, he solidified the value of future crosses. He showed the world that genetic potential wasn't just theory. It could be pushed to its peak through meticulous effort and expert conditioning. He basically provided the public proof of the network's success.
Okay, so we've got the founders, innovators, specialists in lines and conditioning. The deep dive also mentions Norman Houghton and Pat Perry. Sounds like they were key players on the competitive side, the proving grounds. What was their role?
Norman Houghton and Pat Perry were absolutely instrumental in promoting and organizing those combats de alto nivel, the high-level competitions. They did this with exceptional dogs like Butcher Boy.
Or the three-time champion.
That's the one. And Samson, another powerhouse.
Hmm.
These events, though, they were way more than just spectacles. They were the crucible, the ultimate proving ground that actually reinforced collaboration across the network.
How so? By showcasing the results.
Exactly. By publicly demonstrating the success of the different bloodlines, Tudor's purity, Carver's crosses, Lightner's robust structures, and critically showing how effective the breeding and conditioning methods from different kennels were, these competitions validated the entire ecosystem.
So a win wasn't just for one owner.
Right. It was a testament to the genetics from specific lines, the training philosophy shared across the network. It provided verifiable public proof of gameness, of incredible physical ability, which in turn validated the breeding choices, the meticulous care, the strategic partnerships.
It boosted everyone involved.
It profoundly elevated the reputation of all the involved kennels and the dogs themselves, proving conclusively that this golden age was producing animals of undeniable legendary quality. This public validation fostered more trust, encouraged more exchange of genetics and knowledge, a real virtuous cycle of improvement and recognition.
Beyond the big competitions, success also relies on practical, day-to-day stuff, sharing methods. That brings us to Jim Stinson. What did he contribute in terms of daily practices, that hands-on knowledge?
Jim Stinson's contribution was deeply practical, focused on the really nuanced day-to-day methods of raising, training, conditioning these exceptional dogs. He was key in sharing métodos de trabajo diario en jauría, daily patwork methods, and rutinas de acondicionamiento extremo, extreme conditioning routines.
Who did he share these with?
With other influential breeders like Mayfield and Hall. This wasn't theory. It was hands-on, proven methodology for maximizing a dog's physical and mental capabilities, making sure they weren't just genetically superior, but also optimally prepared for their demanding roles.
Can you give examples like what did daily pack work or extreme conditioning involve?
Well, daily pack work could mean specific routines for building stamina, discipline, controlled interactions within a group. Extreme conditioning might refer to tailored diets, specialized exercise regimens, rigorous physiological prep, the nitty-gritty.
The implication being
that this group wasn't just swapping dogs and pedigrees. They were constantly exchanging experiences, sharing wins and losses, transferring practical know-how refined through trial and error. This solidified best practices that, remarkably, are still replicated in specialized kennels today.
So the hands-on knowledge was just as vital as genetics.
Absolutely. Sharing training protocols, care regimens, feeding strategies. It was just as important as the selective breeding. These shared routines ensured a consistent, high standard of development across the network, building a collective, living expertise that went way beyond individual kennels.
It definitely sounds like an incredibly passionate, high-stakes community, deeply invested, and with that kind of intensity and valuable animals, friction seems inevitable. The source mentions tensions, disputes, even violence. What kind of conflicts did they face? It really grounds it in human reality.
You're spot on. That tejido de alianzas, that fabric of alliances. It wasn't always smooth. It had significant strains, frayed edges, the sheer intensity of their shared passion, plus the immense value placed on these dogs, inevitably led to friction, sometimes dramatic clashes.
What kind of things caused disputes?
All sorts. Even something like veterinary attention could become a major issue. Maybe disagreements on treatment or perceived slights if one breeder offered care or advice without asking first, implying a lack of trust, challenging their authority.
And jealousy.
Oh, a potent force. Fueled by rival lines succeeding or someone acquiring a particularly prized animal. And yes, the source explicitly mentions episodios de violencia. That's not a minor thing. It reflects the raw intensity, the incredibly high stakes, strong personalities, valuable animals, reputations, bloodlines, livelihoods were on the line.
The 1973 shooting mentioned.
Yeah, that highlights just how deep these rivalries could run, escalating way beyond words into serious, life-threatening conflict. It paints a picture of the raw, unfiltered, sometimes dangerous world they operated in. These weren't minor disagreements. They were often profound clashes, deeply held beliefs, fierce pride, intense personal and professional rivalries. It underscores that even within a collaborative network, human nature, competitive instincts, always powerfully at play.
That's sobering. So considering these intense rivalries, even severe violence like the shooting, how did they navigate that? How did they manage to reconcile, even strengthen them bonds afterwards? It suggests a really strong underlying purpose.
That is the truly remarkable part, I think, and maybe the most insightful. It shows the resilience of their shared purpose. After events like that 1973 shooting, which could have totally shattered the network, this fascinating reconciliation happened.
They came back together.
Many did, yes.
Yeah.
And actually found ways to strengthen their bonds. Navigating and resolving these deep conflicts wasn't just about forgiveness. It was a crucial maturing phase for the whole network. It led to establishing these normas no escritas.
Unwritten rules.
Exactly. Unwritten rules of courtesy, profound respect for other breeders' lines and their hard work, and a renewed commitment to technical collaboration. Not legal contracts, but a deeply understood social contract.
What's the deeper meaning there?
That these shared, often traumatic experiences and the healing process afterwards cemented a community that was, at its core, united by this overriding passion for the APBT. They transcended temporary rivalries, personal disputes, because they recognized the greater good of the breed. The pursuit of excellence in gameness depended on overcoming these human frictions and maintaining their collective effort.
So the rules became a guide.
A vital, self-regulating mechanism, guiding interactions, promoting ethical conduct within their context, ensuring the long-term health and stability of the breeding community. It's a powerful testament to how a shared vision can unite people, even after serious adversity.
That progression from conflict to these unwritten rules, amazing dedication. Okay, let's bring this history into the present. What does it all mean for today's APBT world? How did these historical structures, cooperation, conflict, reconciliation, impact modern breeding?
Well, connecting the dots, these early, often informal structures of cooperation lead the direct, indispensable groundwork for the sophisticated pedigree databases and preservation organizations we rely on today. The meticulous effort by Tudor, Maloney, Carver, Lightner, Fitzwater, all of them.
Often just handwritten notes?
Right. Handwritten notes, careful observation, verbal agreements, keeping detailed records, protecting line purity. That wasn't just a hobby. It was pioneering work in canine genetic preservation. They were essentially creating the first comprehensive genetic archives driven by passion.
And that evolved.
Systematically. What they started tracing lineages, documenting traits, evolved into the structured, interconnected systems we have now. This whole era, collaborations and conflicts included, created a robust genetic foundation and an unparalleled historical record that still informs and guides us.
It's incredible to think their initial record-keeping, maybe on kennel cards or notebooks, is directly mirrored and built upon by today's digital resources, bridging decades of history so seamlessly.
Precisely. Today, specialized portals like www.abtinfo.com. They don't just document, they let anyone, anywhere trace generations of APT ancestry with incredible precision and detail. This direct, unbroken line from that historical network to these modern digital tools, that's what makes understanding this era so vital for anyone involved with or interested in APBTs.
It's not just a history lesson.
No, it's a living testament to the long-term impact of those early collaborations, the principles they established, their unwavering commitment to the breed's integrity. Their foresight in preserving genetics and documenting bloodlines is why we can access such rich information today, get such a deep understanding of the breed's origins. It's an invaluable legacy.
And APBTinfo.com is key there.
Absolutely. For hundreds of hours of meticulously documented APBT game dog history, an unparalleled look into these fascinating stories and lineages, you can dive even deeper exploring www.apbtinfo.com.
What an absolutely incredible journey through the golden age of APBT gameness. We've really seen how individual genius, Tudor's purity focus, Maloney's strategy combined with diverse contributions from Carver, Lightner, Fitzwater, Petronelli, truly forged a breed known for that incredible mental and physical resilience.
Yeah, it wasn't just isolated efforts.
No, it was the sprawling, dynamic, intensely human network shaping generations.
And this deep dive really shows, I think, that true preservation isn't just about individual dogs or breeding decisions. It's fundamentally about the knowledge share, the alliances formed, that unwavering, almost spiritual commitment to a standard of excellence, even amidst conflict, disputes, human complexities.
The why behind it all.
Exactly. The why, that relentless pursuit of gameness, profoundly shaped generations of dogs, leaving an indelible mark on the breed's DNA. It's a powerful testament to a shared vision, an enduring collective passion.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Well, next time you see an American Pit Bull Terrier, maybe you won't just see a dog. Maybe you'll see a living legacy. A testament to decades of passionate dedication, strategic collaboration, hard-won reconciliation, a creature embodying that indomitable spirit born from this unique historical journey.
And this raises a bigger question, I think, one that goes beyond dogs. In our world today, with so much information, so many fleeting trends, how do we collectively identify and preserve the gameness, that core invaluable essence, the defining characteristic of any field, any passion, anything that truly matters?
That's a deep thought.
How do we ensure the foundational qualities, the historical roots, the hard-won wisdom aren't lost to expediency or superficiality or fads? Just like these breeders fought to safeguard the spirit of the APBT. Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. And remember, for hundreds of hours of invaluable history on the APBT game dog, be sure to visit www.abtinfo.com. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.